Welcome to Narcissism Freedom. Whether you're returning to this healing space or joining us for the very first time, we're so glad you're here. This is episode 2 of our Reclaim Your Light series, and today we're exploring the subtle but devastating ways narcissists hijack self-worth. This conversation isn't just about identifying the tactics they use, it's about taking your power back. It's about healing what they tried to erase and remembering the truth that was never lost, only buried beneath layers of manipulation. When we begin to understand how self-worth gets dismantled, we also begin to see how we can rebuild it with sacred intention. It starts so quietly. At first, it may not even register as harm. A compliment is offered but quickly undercut by a sharp comment. You feel encouraged in one moment, only to have the ground pulled from under you in the next. It's a cycle of confusion, one that causes you to shrink while trying to understand what changed. A part of you tries harder, thinking maybe if you just communicate more clearly, love a little better, or stay a little quieter, things will stabilize. But it never does. Because the shift wasn't yours, it was theirs. This is how narcissists hijack your reality. They erode your inner compass, not by force, but by stealth. The distortion begins when they use your empathy as a tool. They study your kindness, your emotional depth, your desire for connection. Then they start flipping the mirror. You say something honest and heartfelt, and they twist it into selfishness. You express pain, and they accuse you of being too sensitive or dramatic. You're overreacting, they'll say. You always make things about you. At first, you push back, but slowly, you find yourself wondering if they're right. You begin to scan every interaction, looking for ways you might be wrong so you can prevent conflict. What once felt like emotional safety becomes a constant game of performance. This isn't love. It's control disguised as care. And when someone repeatedly questions your reality, you eventually lose sight of your own reflection. That is the moment your self-worth starts to slip through your fingers. You stop trusting your intuition. You begin filtering your truth through their reactions. You apologize for things you didn't even do. And worst of all, you begin to believe that their version of you, unworthy, flawed, too much, is accurate. But here's the sacred truth. You are never the problem. That version of you only exists in their projections, not in your essence. They couldn't love you fully because your depth exposed their lack. Your emotional clarity was a mirror they weren't prepared to look into. You were not too much. You were never not enough. You were simply a light too bright for someone hiding in shadows. Sometimes the reason you were targeted is because of how deeply you feel, how naturally you love, and how brightly you shine. Narcissists are drawn to that light, not to nurture it, but to possess it. They can't create inner peace on their own, so they siphon it from others. But the truth is, the light within you was never meant to be dimmed. It was meant to heal not only yourself, but to inspire others. And that light, it's still there. It may be faint from all the years of gaslighting and emotional starvation, but it's alive. And it's waiting for you to come home. The healing begins when you stop negotiating your worth. You don't need permission to be whole. You don't need their validation to claim your truth. Your spirit was never truly broken. It was buried under someone else's narrative. Today is about reclaiming that voice, that softness, that truth that was always yours. And it's not about screaming louder or proving them wrong. It's about rising in quiet conviction, saying, I know who I am, even if you never did. So breathe. Take a moment and place your hand over your heart. Feel your presence. Feel your pulse. That's proof you're still here. That's the part of you they couldn't steal. And from this place, you rebuild. Not with anger, but with clarity. Not to punish, but to free yourself. You reclaim your self-worth every time you choose peace over chaos. You reclaim it when you say no to manipulation, when you believe your own voice over theirs, when you show up without shame for who you are. Let these words settle into your spirit. My value is not up for debate. My voice is worthy of being heard. I am not defined by someone else's inability to love me. I am sacred. I am whole. I am returning to myself. There's a holy silence that follows abuse, the kind that invites reflection and renewal. In that silence, God begins to speak. And what he says is simple but powerful. You are mine. You were never abandoned, not even in the moments you felt most unseen. God was collecting the broken pieces of your spirit, preparing you for a deeper restoration than you could imagine. Your journey is not in vain. Your wounds are not wasted. They are being transformed into wisdom. And as you walk this path, remember that healing doesn't have to be loud or dramatic. Sometimes the most powerful breakthroughs come in the stillness. In those moments where you choose to believe in yourself again, even just a little. That's where transformation lives. That's where freedom is born. If this message resonates with you, feel free to share your experience in the comments. You are not alone in what you've been through. So many people are quietly carrying the weight of this same pain. When we speak our truth, even gently, we give others permission to do the same. Your vulnerability is a light, and it helps others find their way too. Thank you for being part of this space. Your healing journey matters, and your presence helps grow this community of awareness, faith, and empowerment. If you feel led to support the growth and continued work of the Narcissism Freedom channel, you can find details below in the description. Every seed sown into this mission helps others rise from the same ashes you're rising from. And don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who may need it, and subscribe to stay connected as we continue uncovering the path to freedom. Stay tuned for episode 3, Affirmations to Break the Trauma Bond. Watch the full video now on the channel. That episode will guide you through spoken truths to help rewire your mind and spirit for healing, peace, and powerful release. Until next time, may you walk gently with your truth and boldly in your worth. This is your time. Your soul already knows the way.